Hey guys, Koukun here. We are at a investment property in the city of Welland and we just completed our investment tour. So these investment tours, we take out some of our new clients to check out a few different projects that are either currently under renovation or complete, just to get an idea of the before and afters. We typically go through the numbers on a project like this, sort of purchase price, after repair value, go into the rental numbers if it's already been rented. So if you're interested, click the link below. This is 22 Madison Court. This project, a client of ours purchased close to about 6 months now. Most of these projects, what we find is it takes about 6 months start to finish. The renovation itself takes 2 to 3 months maybe, but for whatever reason, there's always some delays. This particular property is a ridiculously nice neighborhood. So this is like north end. The property also is like a 1990s built property, but it's only a 2-bed upper and a 2-bed basement. But even though it's a 2-bed upper, he's still got 1950 plus hydro in rent. So because of especially the square footage, and I think this is a 2-bathroom unit as well, right? So 2-bed, 2-bath, he was still able to get very good rents. Downstairs he rented for 1550 plus hydro. So so he bought this home for 608,000, which at the time of purchase he thought was like same as all our clients, you know, like we're paying more than we've ever paid for before. This is like crazy numbers. Looking back, these homes are now selling for around 700, right? So even in the 6 months he's owned it, prices have really jumped. And then recently a legal duplex has now sold in the east end of Welland for 820. So east end is generally cheaper than the north end. So I'm expecting him to at least get 820 on his refinance, right? So that's going to help him to pull out basically most of his investment. Just based on his numbers, he's still going to cash flow a little bit, which is very good for a property like this, especially in this neighborhood. To be able to pull off numbers like this, it's typically easier to do it on the east end, on the south end, but in the north end, where prices are usually higher, it's a bit tougher. But yeah, no, just really happy how this project turned out. I believe on this project he spent about 100,000 in renovations. So that it was a finished basement that he made into a legal basement apartment, and then the upstairs had 1 washroom. I think he added the 2nd washroom. So that was sort of his renovation of this property. And this property is unique where the main floor has access to the backyard, right? So that's a huge selling feature if you can pull it off, to give the backyard to the main floor, and then the basement just goes through the front entrance. Yeah, no, it really worked out for him on this project. It took a little bit, I guess it didn't take that much longer than usual. So we usually always say budget 6 months, right? If it's less, you'll be happy. It'll likely be 6 months though, start to finish, right? And yeah, I'm really happy it turned out. Why don't we do a quick walkthrough of the basement as well? Oh, that's a good thing to note. So yeah, so he split the hydro on the property, so that's the separate panel for this upper unit. And then he'll have the original panel in the basement for the basement tenant. So this way the tenants pay their own rent plus their own hydro. So. But nice to have 2 full washrooms, especially, yeah, I think this was the original washroom, so he was able to just save it near the 2nd bedroom. And then if we come to the master over here, this is something that we don't often see. So a master bedroom, walk out to the deck, and just, this is ridiculous to have your own ensuite in a rental property. Like, look at this, right? You got the nice shower. Yeah, so this property, it's a little bit interesting where the front entry becomes a sort of vestibule, and there's like an entrance into the basement, entrance into the upper unit. This is something that in this home it works because this is where the staircase is to the basement. Many of the older homes we buy, like 60s, 70s, 80s, you have a side entrance, so then it's completely separate. The nice thing about this is that the back sliding door goes directly to the backyard from the upper unit. Usually in a home with a side entrance or a back entrance, that becomes the dedicated entrance to the basement, but then there's no second exit from the upper floor into the backyard. So again, pros and cons, but now it's a shared space that needs to be maintained on some level, but it really allows for the upper to be a bit more of a quality place, right? But things I love about this basement, like look at this ceiling height. So even under this bulkhead, we're looking at, this is probably close to maybe 7.5, almost 8 feet. And then look at this, like probably close to 9 feet, right? Yeah, so for a basement apartment, this is as good as it gets. And then beautiful kitchen. That was probably the original fireplace, but it's a nice feature to leave if it's gas, because the basements can get colder or warmer, so they can kind of adjust the temperature, right? Based on how warm they want it. I believe this was a window that they added. Yeah, so this is probably the original meter of the house. So what we typically do is we leave the original meter for one of the units, and then we split it so that the upper has a second unit. This is just in the bedroom, so yeah, even this bedroom, ridiculously good ceiling heights and like massive window, right? So for a basement apartment, it's just sick.
Have you ever done a separate entrance there?
Would we have done a separate entrance? You can, but right now those guys are charging like arm and a leg. So even if you get it cheap, it's 15 to 20, right? So unless you have a guy that can do it for cheap, it's usually not worth, because the tenant doesn't pay more rent for that entrance if they have another entrance, right? I think that washroom may have been original, so that may have been just saved from before. So in a project like this, you need to try to save some cost, right? So save some washrooms, save the cabinets upstairs, put a new kitchen down here, right? So try to make it all look good without replacing everything from scratch, because even 100,000 is actually not as high as it can be if you do a house from top to bottom. But actually, even the appliances right now, it's crazy, the pricing of most places, and the backlog is like super long. So I had to, for the first time, I had to like get stoves from one company, fridges from another, right? We're doing a renovation in St. Catharines, and just to get the appliance sets are a bit painful, so yeah. Yeah, but it's interesting, right? Initially we were thinking the cheapest option was to just put a subfloor down and just finish it. It makes it easier, I guess, for the plumbing as well, because they don't need to break concrete, right? They just run it in the space there.
It's going to be a one bedroom, one bed.
No.
One bedroom, one bath.
2 bed, 1 bath. Yeah, this is actually 900 square feet, believe it or not. So it's literally like the size of a small house. It's literally like a 5-car garage, right? So it's wild. But yeah, so we're gonna punch out a front door. There's gonna be multiple bedroom windows. Even this, even this is gonna be closed off. I think they're gonna put 2 windows here. This is gonna be the master bedroom. So yeah. So this is the 3rd unit. The main house is also made into a duplex, right? Yeah, so this property is just close to Niagara College, but we don't quite want to do a student rental, so we're still gonna try to attract families. So if we kept the main house as a single family, we could do a 3rd unit, or a 2nd detached unit. If you do 3 units in the house, then you can't do anything. Even if you do 2 units in the house, you can't add a 3rd unit, which I hope they will change soon, but for now it's what it is. This backyard being a pie-shaped lot, I was telling this client he should split this yard into 3 so that each unit has their own backyard, because it's literally big enough for that, right? But the cost of wood has gone up so much that he's like, I don't know if I want to spend that much on fencing. So I think this is going to become a window, and he's going to do a front door on the side. Yeah, so this is the basement unit. Yeah, so this used to be the staircase to the upper unit. Upper level is going to be kitchen living. So this basement is going to be a 2-bed, massive bedrooms, and 2-bathroom basement apartment. So we have the existing washroom up there. It's going to be renovated. And we're adding a 2nd washroom in that corner back there. So it's going to be like a sick apartment once it's done. This property is going to set the precedent on a few different levels. So one is rents, right? So we don't know how high it's going to go, but it's going to be fully done. Upstairs is going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath unit. Basement is going to be a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, both 1,200 square feet, so big spacious units, fully renovated. And then that garage suite, ground floor, two bed, one bath. We put in like 2150 upstairs, 1550 down here, and 17 for the garage. 2150 I think is getting up there, but I think the basement and that exterior unit can potentially get more. These numbers are going up, but it's good because purchase prices are going up. So if we don't have these increases, it's not going to work after.
The market is absorbing that.
Yeah, on some level, because our rental market is, well, same as with purchase prices, the demand coming from out of town dictates a lot of what happens here, right? So it is one of the benefits of being sort of the tertiary town where you get that outflow demand, but prices also get pushed up at the same time, right? So
What's this area going to be? Is
just like a office space, basically.
that's one bedroom right there?
Yeah, huge bedroom, egress window in the front. We're gonna put 2 egress windows at the front of the house, one for each bedroom. Get a lot of natural light. Very spacious bedrooms, and then washroom in that corner there. So this level is gonna have 2 bedrooms and a washroom. We could have actually done 3 bedrooms, but this client wanted to reduce the number of bedrooms and increase the quality, the space, right? Putting 3 bedrooms here attracts a tenant with more people, right? And you almost want to reduce how many people are living in the home at the same time, right? So, yeah. So this client bought the property around 2019. He also rented around 1950. Yeah, just recently turned over. Yeah. Right now, those are now going for like 950 to $1 million, eh? 570 to like close to $1 million now. It's crazy. Yeah, this is what happens, right? Like if you can get even just like 2 or 3 properties under your belt, like 5-10 years later, it's ridiculous, right? And it's also scary for the people who can't get in. Like, what do they do, right? Like we thought when Toronto went to 1 million, that was crazy. What happens if like Hamilton, Welland becomes 1 million? Like,
But I think it's getting there. I think,
it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. So, yeah, like the people who own the home, maybe if they help their kids to buy homes, those people will do well. But it's going to be harder and harder to start from scratch, right? So, I don't think it's a good thing, but I think it's the reality, right? So definitely a lot of construction. So this used to be the staircase into the basement, framed it off. So this will be like a stackable laundry for the main unit. This unit was actually in decent shape. Like we could have saved a lot more of it, but already the construction budget was so high that we decided the quality going higher was more important than trying to save a little bit here and there. He removed that wall so he can have like a much bigger kitchen. This unit is nice. It has these sliding doors which go into the side yard and the backyard. So if we ever get to splitting that backyard, this will be the dedicated entrance from the main unit to the backyard. Yeah, I think that is load bearing, right? And I think there's some kind of beam of some kind holding up this section when we looked in the attic. But I think we're happy with it. If we can open this up, put like a more linear style kitchen, right? So there's a bit of a jagged edge there, but you still get a lot more space in the kitchen. There used to be just a 2-piece washroom in the corner there. And what they're doing is, since the bedroom was kind of big enough, they're framing out more space in the bathroom to put a shower in there. So this is going to be a full ensuite washroom for the master bedroom. You already have like these 2 spacious closets back there. But this 3-bedroom unit is going to have 2 washrooms, one of them an ensuite. So yeah, I think it's really going to set the precedent for.
This is your master?
Yeah, this is the master, right? So ensuite washroom, 2 closets, still a good size even after, right? It's fairly spacious. Big, beautiful window into the backyard. Yeah. So I think budget anywhere from 3 to 6 months, start to finish. The actual like permits and stuff doesn't take as much time. It's more just the work needs to get done. City of Welland has been good. I wouldn't recommend it in St. Catharines. Just you deal with a lot more like red tape, and the inspectors are more picky. But out here, they're very flexible.
Not to say St. Catharines is possible.
It's doable. It's just it's more of a struggle, right? So just Like St. Catharines, I love St. Catharines for like, if it's already a duplex, already a triplex, you're just buying it, even doing cosmetic renos, perfect, right? Legalizing, we have some clients that are doing it. It's doable. Just go into it knowing that, you know, the project's gonna take longer. It's gonna cost a little bit more, right? So if the property is right, if it makes sense, then go for it. But I personally prefer Welland. I hope you enjoyed that. If you are interested in creating a legal basement apartment, definitely check the link below for a free guide to create a legal basement apartment. For those of you who've already signed up, we're going to be letting you know as we have more of these investment tours scheduled so that you can get a spot and come out to see some of these projects. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. All the best.